Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Coin of World in God We Trust Liberty. 1969 1 cent. Full detailed professional. History of the 1969 1 cent Lincoln coin. The 1969 1 cent coin, also known as the Lincoln cent, holds great historical value and significance in the long line of American coinage introduced originally in 1909 to celebrate the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The Lincoln cent replaced the Indian head penny and became the first regular coin issued by the United States to feature a real person. The obverse, or front side of the coin, features a bust of President Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. His initials VDB can be found on some early issues and later restored beneath Lincoln's shoulder from 1918 onwards. In 1969, this coin was still part of the Lincoln Memorial Reverse Design series, which had been introduced in 1959 to replace the original wheat ears design. The Lincoln Memorial Reverse was created by Frank Gasparo and featured a detailed depiction of the National Monument in Washington, D.C. as a tribute to Lincoln's legacy, along with the words United States of America e Pluribus Unum and 1 cent. The year 1969 is notable for many reasons in American history, politically, socially, and economically. And the Lincoln cent of that year carried with it the weight of a nation in change. The coin bore the inscription "In God We Trust" at the top of Lincoln's profile, the word Liberty on the left side, and the year 1969 to the right, along with a mint mark if struck at Denver bearing a small d beneath the date, while coins struck at Philadelphia had no mint mark. The U.S. Mint produced Lincoln cents in large numbers at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints in 1969, but the San Francisco issue has a unique story. The 1969 Lincoln cent is particularly famous and highly valuable among collectors because of a very rare and extremely well-known error, the 1969 double die obverse. This error features a dramatic doubling of the date and inscriptions like Liberty and In God We Trust. It occurred due to a misalignment during the die creation process, where the working die struck the coin design twice, creating a visible doubling. This variety is one of the most famous and rare double die cents ever discovered. Only a limited number are known to exist, and because of its rarity and demand, it has fetched tens of thousands of dollars in auctions and private sales. The coin is also significant because it marks a period where the United States was experiencing major changes. The year 1969 saw the Apollo 11 moon landing. The Vietnam War produced. The weight of the coin was approximately 3.11 grams and its diameter remained standard at 19 millimeters. Coins from 1969 were distributed widely in circulation, and millions remain available today in circulated condition, uncirculated, and proof versions were also struck for collectors. Proof coins were specially made with polished dies and planches, creating a high shine and mirror-like surface. In the 1969 proof set, the Lincoln cent was included as one of 5 coins representing that year. Minting standards. Coin collectors often seek out the highest grade examples of the 1969 1 cent coin, including those graded MS-65 and higher by professional grading services such as PCGS and NGC. These coins are especially valuable when they have full red coloration indicating they were well preserved. And never circulated high-grade examples can fetch higher prices while circulated. Versions are common and typically carry nominal value beyond face value for the average collector. The 1969 D. Lincoln cent minted in Denver was the most produced of all three mint facilities, with hundreds of millions of examples struck and released into circulation, while common the D mint coins can also be found in high grades and are of interest to Lincoln cent collectors. The Philadelphia minted coins without mint mark also number in the hundreds of millions and are equally accessible. However, some of the Philadelphia strikes may show minor varieties or errors, which can occasionally make them desirable, including off-center strikes, die cracks, and lamination issues. The minting process of Lincoln cents in the 1960s was largely mechanized but still susceptible to small errors due to the enormous volume of coins being produced daily. The coin production at the mints involved blanking, annealing, upsetting, striking, and inspecting, and any deviation in these steps could result in collectible errors. Aside from the 1969 double die Obverse, other notable errors include clipped planches, off-center strikes, brocages, and die caps, which all add layers of collecting appeal among Lincoln cent specialists. Many numismatists study the different die varieties by examining fine details like die polish mark, state placement, and mint mark position, especially on San Francisco coins where hand punching of mint marks could lead to significant variation over the years. Lincoln cents have been a favorite series for both beginner and advanced collectors due to their long history, wide availability, and educational value. The 1969 1-cent coin continues that legacy, representing a time when the United States was standing at the edge of the future, reflecting the strength of its past and the promise of its people. It is a coin that holds not only monetary value but symbolic importance, capturing the essence of Lincoln's enduring legacy as well as the technological achievements and national aspirations of 1969 collectors who explore the world of Lincoln cents often begin by assembling complete. Continuing the deep history of the 1969 Lincoln 1-cent coin, we must now explore more about the broader economic and minting conditions that shaped the coin's production, its role in commerce, and its reflection of American society in the late 1960s. The United States Mint in 1969 was operating under the pressures of a growing population and expanding economy requiring more coinage. For daily transactions, inflation had begun to rise during this era, increasing the demand for low-denomination coins such as the cent, which served as the backbone of everyday trade purchases and cash-based commerce. The penny was used in vending machines, telephone booths, parking meters, and countless point-of-sale transactions. Its importance was more than symbolic. It was functional, essential, and omnipresent in daily life. This constant use meant that the mint needed to produce hundreds of millions of Lincoln cents every year, and they did so using high-speed machinery capable of striking tens of thousands of coins per hour. This high volume naturally led to occasional mistakes, which is why the 1969 double die Obverse and other errors became so intriguing to collectors. The mass production methods of the time allowed for minor irregularities to escape unnoticed during the quality control process, especially at the San Francisco Mint. which had taken on the additional role of producing both proof and circulation coins during the 1960s. Examining the San Francisco Mint further, we see that it had undergone several transitions by 1969. Originally a branch mint opened in 1854 to process California gold, it had evolved by the mid-20th century into a key facility for proof coin production and specialized minting operations. The coins it produced often showed higher craftsmanship compared to other mints, which is why 1969's cents sometimes display better strikes and finer details. Collectors have long favored San Francisco mint coins for their quality and the relative scarcity of high-grade examples in some years, especially when unusual varieties like double dies appear. The famous double die obverse of the 1969's cent was created when a working die received two impressions from the hub that were misaligned, resulting in strong doubling on the date and inscriptions. This type of error can only occur during die creation, meaning every coin struck by that die will have the same doubling, making them identifiable and highly collectible. The error is not to be confused with machine doubling, which is caused by die bounce and lacks the sharp, clean lines of a true double die. Collectors and grading professionals rely on magnification and diagnostics to differentiate between these types and to confirm authenticity. The United States Secret Service became involved shortly after the first 1969's double dies were discovered due to fears of counterfeiting. They initially confiscated the United States Secret Service became involved shortly after the first 1969's double dies were discovered due to fears of counterfeiting. They initially confiscated several specimens, believing them to be fakes, but expert numismatists and mint authorities confirmed that the coins were genuine products of the San Francisco Mint. This episode added to the coin's legend and increased awareness among the public and collectors. Soon the coin became one of the most coveted modern rarities in U.S. coinage, with only a few dozen confirmed to exist today. Each verified piece has appeared in auctions and private sales, with prices ranging from tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars depending on condition and certification. For many coin collectors, the allure of Lincoln cents is not just in errors or key dates, but in the pursuit of a complete historical series spanning more than a century. Each coin tells part of the American story from 1909, with the wheat is reverse celebrating Lincoln's centennial to the 1959 to 2008 memorial design that honored the monument built in his name, then beyond to the shield reverse introduced in 2010. The Lincoln cent has been a mirror of American ideals, progress and memory. The 1969 cent sits squarely in the middle of this narrative, bridging early 20th century coinage traditions with modern collecting enthusiasm. From a metallurgical standpoint, the 1969 cent was composed of the traditional bronze alloy of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. This mix gave the coin its distinct reddish-brown color and weight of 3.11 grams. Beginning in the early 1970s, however, the rising price of copper made the production of these coins more expensive, eventually leading to a major change in 1982 when the composition shifted to a copper-plated zinc core. The 1969 cent therefore represents one of the final decades of full bronze pennies before economic pressures led to material changes. This makes it more desirable for collectors who prefer original composition coins. In terms of value, the vast majority of 1969 cents, especially those in circulated condition, are common and worth face value or slightly more depending on grade. However, higher grade uncirculated examples, particularly those with full red luster, designated as road by grading companies, can command premiums. Some grading services like PCGS and NGC have certified thousands of examples in various grades, and while MS63 and MS64 red coins are relatively affordable, the jump in price becomes steeper at MS65 and above, where true gem condition becomes scarce relative to the massive number minted. In addition to the double die variety and general collecting interest, there are also other minor varieties worth noting, including repunched mint marks RPMs. These occur when the mint mark was manually punched into the